Okay, so I'm here from the road. I just wanted to say hi. I made it in one piece. I made it here in one piece. I'm here in the suburban DC area. As you can see, I am dressed in the biggest sweater that one can put their hands on here in September because I'm freezing my ass off. Somebody explain something to me. Why is it that Americans, and I was guilty of this too, keep their AC so high? It just about is crazy. Hey, Bliss, 40 miles from me. Yeah, I'm right down the road. I'm right down the road, Bliss and Pearl Grown, Small Town Jewel. Yeah, I've been traveling. It was kind of crazy yesterday. I was going to the airport, and of course, in Atlanta, they never have wheelchairs. What the heck is up with Atlanta Airport? They never have it. I don't care which airline I'm going. There's just no chairs. The travels were well. I had a good walk day yesterday, so guess what? I walked. My husband pushed me through Atlanta most of the way, but I walked some of it too because TSA is not going to let you come through in a wheelchair. They make you walk, which is wrong. I'd like to do some. They treated me better, Bliss, but still not entirely perfect. When I got to Atlanta, there were no chairs anywhere. And I waited and waited and waited, and my husband pushed me for a little while. I walked a little while. So I had to, sorry, don't have anything stable to set this on. Let me go ahead and set this here if I can. Um, so that they're all out there laughing and carrying on. I'm in here because I'm kind of got a headache now after listening to everybody laughing and carrying on. I can only take so long before I have to go lay down. So, long story short, it went well. Just no wheelchairs at Atlanta, no wheelchairs at Baltimore. The choice was either have to wait a long time, have somebody push you and your family, or walk. So I walked most of it, not all of it. Um, yeah, sweater's a little big, but that's okay because I'm a little cold. That was the only thing is traveling. I don't know about you guys, but I always get exhausted and tired out and freezing. I'm always cold, so I have Siamese cat slippers on and a heavy sweater, and I'm going to keep wearing this thing every single day until I leave because I can't take everybody's air conditioning. They're freezing me. I guess I'm getting old. So that's basically what I say. I also wanted to say, the night before I left, Todd Chrisley dropped his lawsuit, and I've just been laughing ever since. And I haven't been on for 24 hours. Coming in here, yeah, night, Laura. That's my daughter. One of my daughters. She is going to bed, which I'm going to be joining her shortly. And uh, just tired now. So there's that. I came into BWI Bliss. Yes, I did, because that's the closest one to where my daughter lives now. She moved probably June, I think it was. I think they closed on their house in June and moved here. And this is a little closer than National. Hey, and that's my other daughter, Beth. Look, I wanted to show you her hair. This is my other daughter. Yeah, you like her? I'm envious. I'd like to cut mine off like that because it's way too.
You know what? It's a good thing I did it because the hurricane and not having power for days and days and days. It's not like I could have shaved washed my hair.
And it keeps the guys away. It keeps the creepers. So
less guys hit on me more than they do. Life.
Exciting life. So yeah, I just want to say hi to you guys and say, yeah, sure, yeah. He sure did. He sued the hell out of her. I am contacting him. I've already talked to him, Small Town Jewel. I've already talked to him quite a bit. So don't worry about that. I told him what I knew about her working at Pathos. I told him what I knew about her in general because now he's asking for everybody who's been affected by her. Well, I was only slightly affected by her until recent when she sent me that stupid letter. And it was like, you've got to be kidding me. Like I said, I have no correspondence between her and I because she erased it all. She was the messenger and she took down every message. So what in the hell does he want me to save? I can't save anything. I'm doing fine. I just need to get some sleep. So I thought I would Yeah, we all look alike, except for my little blonde daughter, my first one. She looks less like all of us. So there's that. Did LB stream about it last night? I had a chance to watch anything. What I'm gonna do now is, you see how greasy I am? I'm gonna take a shower and I'm gonna lay in the bed and I'm gonna watch everybody's YouTube on this because I haven't had a chance to. But I saw it within like 2 minutes of Todd Chrisley putting it up, and I just laughed. You know, the best thing you do is just stop talking about stuff and just shut down, or even not even just shut down, just stop with the bad behavior. When stop with the bad behavior, all this crap stops. And I don't think that's the thing she gets. You just don't defame other people. And you don't continually do it either. Did you hear about Katie going after Nicki? Sorry, I can't spell her last name. Oh, yeah, Nicki Minaj. Um, Nicki Minaj has always made me laugh because some of the things she said and done have been pretty ridiculous. But then again, so is Lady Gaga, and so are so many other people. And I appreciate their music. I even like Lil Nas, and I was laughing over how many fundamentalists lost shit over his video. I'm just keep singing it. Call me by your name and tell me you love me. That song, Montero. I just listened to that. I've listened to that a bunch, and I've watched the video because so many Christians that were clamped over it. I was like, stripper pole to hell? Okay, I got to see this. Stripper pole to hell it's an interesting concept, along with the way he's dressed up like the court of Versailles in the future. I love stuff like that. I love weird stuff. I love anything that's artistic. So, of course, I love that stuff. So I had to see that. And Nicki Minaj is another one of those. I don't think I much paid attention to her until she did Anaconda. I mean, I heard and saw that before that. Gonna pull her tax returns. Gonna pull the tax returns? Oh my God. I love the stripper pole to hell. And he was working it fine. Of course, Charlotte didn't get her letter. I still to this day think that maybe Charlotte is in cahoots with I'm tired that I'm like seeing back in the past 300 years. I don't find it odd that Charlotte didn't get a letter, because I've always thought that Charlotte was maybe in cahoots with her and with no, Unipebble, Unirock. I've always thought there was something kind of weird about that. I have seen WAO WOACB versus, yeah, it's bizarre because she'll say one thing and then turn around 3 weeks later and say the exact opposite. That's not going to play well in court for her, because people have been noticing that for a long time. You know damn good and well everybody's going to bring their A game. They're going to bring all their clips. They're going to bury her. And I almost feel sorry for her at this point, because this is just going to be a cluster. And if she got no letter, there are a couple of her pals that didn't get letters too that surprised me, who've said some things about her. So, well, about without a box of Kleenex. Some of Charlotte's pals that didn't get letters. I was really surprised at. Quite frankly, I'm surprised Real Entertainment News didn't get a letter. She has done this to herself. That's the really shame of this. And the sad thing is, it's not just her that's going to pay for this. It's going to be her husband and her child too. I think the Duggars may go after her bliss once they settle whatever's going on with Josh. You know, I saw something the other day on the Sun that I talked about, that apparently they're saying that they matched the back of Josh's hands to some of the photos. And if that's true, he might as well just hang it up, because if they have proof that he was the star in some of those things, oh my goodness, he's going away for a long, long time. It's not going to be 10 years. He's going away for forever. And I think once the dust settles, I would not be one bit surprised if Jim Bob Duggar doesn't jump on the let's sue Katie train that everybody's doing. she's just spinning her wheels, and she just wasted her money trying to send all of us letters, emails demanding we save conversations with her. I mean, I have my conversations with Steve McRae. I do have those, and I'm going to save those. I'm not going to delete them. I'm not a deleting piece of, you know what, detritus, piece of dong. I'm not going to do that. I'll keep those. But she's going to have to file for a court order to get them. And she's not entitled to my notes that were taken for a book. She's not entitled to any of that, so she ain't getting it. And she can't even ask for it. Right now, that was just a fishing expiration. He got extended another week. Yeah, I'm not real surprised, Small Town Jewel. I think once it comes out that they have formally in court, they say, look, we can link into the stuff. We want to bring these additional charges. It's going to push the case back even farther. I think we're seeing another 6 months or so. It's going to be an extension because they have to give his attorneys enough time to adequately defend against what's going on. Josh's attorneys, they have to be able to give him time enough to examine the evidence, the backs of the hands versus the photographic evidence to say yes or no whether he did that stuff. And I'm sure we're going to hear some doozies. We were such good friends, Moth and Jewel. I felt at first we were kind of friendly with each other, but as time went on and the more BS I listened to spill from her mouth fingers, it was just more than I could take, and I just avoided her. And at several points, I would just stop and block her every now and then and just say, I've had enough of you. I'm talking about without a box of Kleenex right now. And she'd always come back with a new name and go around the block, just refriend me, re-PM me again. And I just like, okay, here we go again. So it's been a long time since I've had anything to do with her, like 18 months. I got brought into this community of the people who are opposing her, trying to make her do the right thing and say the right things and admit that she lies and that she's torn down people's lives. And here we are. We're here. We've ridden the stripper pole to hell now. We're at the virtual bowels of hell where she's about to get her punishment. And I don't think it's going to be to take over as Satan either. Yeah, she talked like we were besties. And it's kind of funny because we were never besties. She thought we were way more besties than we actually were. Like I said, I'm old. I see that people and things come and go. Somebody wants to act like I'm besties. I'm kind of like, yeah, whatever, and just go on. No, I was in her corner when Vaughn was having that surgery. I was really upset lately when somebody intimated that she had lied about this heart surgery. I can say for a fact she didn't lie about his heart surgery. I held her hand and talked about that. Night, baby. And I held her hand and talked her through that. And I saw pictures of Vaughn in the hospital and how he's regaining color after the surgery. I shouldn't even say his name. For Han, I should be furious. Do you think J-Rod will jump on Todd's train? No. First of all, the whole thing with J-Rod, there would be a whole line of people she'd have to sue, and she'd have to prove that what they said wasn't true about her. And I don't think she can prove any of that. I don't think she can prove any of that because, I mean, it's pretty obvious something's not right in that wheelhouse. So there we go. Maybe she might try but the thing is, KJ has spoken very little about J-Rod, just a tiny bit every now and then. She didn't take the gleeful joy I took last year and when Nuri got married. The countdown to the wedding. Oh my God, that was the most fun I've ever had in a long time. Is she talk about her a lot now, Small Town? Because I haven't really observed that. But I don't really watch her content either. I'm not a big, let's keep up with what KJ is doing. Maybe if it's recent and it's bad enough, maybe she will. Who knows? I mean, Chrisley's thrown that out there. I wonder if somehow Todd could reach out to Jim Bob Duggar. Because Todd Chrisley would have the kind of juice to do that. Not any of us, but he would certainly have that. Instagram Lives. Oh, I didn't know she was talking about her Instagram Lives. I thought she just had her list of Steve and everybody else she was talking about and ranting about the cult. She says we're all members in Steve's cult. Well, shoot, I don't know about that. If Steve has a cult, what's our cult handshake? Gonna do some kind of weird handshake or something? Maybe we all have membership cards. What do you think? It just makes me laugh. The whole allegations about cults and all that. It's like, you have got to be kidding me. That is not happening. So keep on calling it murderous conspiracy. Keep on calling us a cult, Katie. It just makes us all laugh, and it makes us look stupider and sillier and sillier. I'm not going to say stupider and stupider because I don't know what her intellectual levels are. Small Town Jewels, some of her stuff, especially the Duggars, she extrapolates. That's one thing I've noticed about her, and all the time I've known her from Pathos, she tends to take a teeny little kernel of the truth and just extrapolate that crap on out and have like 10,000 ways that she's going. She goes places I would never even think to go. Now, I'm going to throw it out there. We used to talk about which Duggar boys were GAY, because it's actually kind of obvious if you meet them who the most likely candidates would be for that. I'm not going to say who, but somebody was complimenting my skinny jeans. I had bright red skinny jeans when I went in there. And that's normally not something that teenage guys notice. So there was that. There's a couple things, but I always say I have a very finely tuned gaydar. I do get fooled sometimes. There's some guys I thought were gay turned out to be straight. Some that I thought were straight were gay. So it's not always foolproof, but I'm usually pretty good at picking out who is what. I don't know why. And so she's extrapolating all this crap out. So when we were friendly, we were gossiping about who probably was and who wasn't. She's taken that as the gospel. And she's also taken and who has gone to the Bill Gothard Pray the Gay Away camps. And she's extrapolated out that those are the ones that are gay. She said because Jana went to Journey of the Heart, Bill Gothard's camp, that was obvious what her sexuality was. I don't think any of that proves what anybody's sexuality is. All we could do is speculate. It's one thing to speculate with a friend behind the scenes. It's a whole different ballgame to construct an entire article and or live stream around it. That's how she's coming up with stuff and how she makes such a big deal about it because she claims to be part of the community. She does have people that she's in touch with in some of these communities, but I don't think they're as crucial or as influential as she's saying they are. Here's the thing. When you write about the Duggars or you talk about the Duggars, you're going to have some people contact you claiming to be unnamed Duggar insiders. They're the ones that fuel all the Duggar gossip and all the Duggar newspaper articles and magazine articles and all the tabloid stuff. They just immediately start with that crap, and you can't really count on that. You can speculate about it. You can guess. But there's a big leap from speculating with somebody in private and taking your tiny little hub of nubbins of speculation and spinning a giant story out of it. Those are the people. Yeah. She's not a part of that community. It's pretty obvious. She's not a part of that community. She's not LGBTQ friendly at all. And I'm not saying that all of us do that perfectly. I'm not going to, because sure, clearly we don't, because trying to be an ally to a different community that what you're part of, it's a really hard thing. I've had to stop and reassess how I thought about things. Like my gaydar, I no longer talk about that because it's not as foolproof as I once thought it was. I assumed it was all these years. She loves to say she's bi. Yeah, I know. I don't know if she actually is bi or not, but I've seen no evidence of that. I've never seen her say something that I would consider like that person's beautiful of either sex. So Who knows? Only she really knows, but it does seem like a cynical grab to put the hooks into that community, but it's not. Well, it is that, but I don't think she is. I just don't buy it. That's why it confuses me. It is confusing, Small Town Jewel. I don't think anybody really knows the reality of her. Hey, Amanda, but in here. And I don't know how she justifies that. It would be fascinating to head shrink her and ask her 5 trillion questions, and to run a Minnesota multiphasic and these other tests on her to see where she stands on all of this, and where she comes across as BPD, where she comes across as narcissist. It would be fascinating. Yeah, I'm just sorry I'm not trained to do all that. I would love to see all that. Armchair psychiatry has been one of my psychology has been one of my hobbies for many years. I like to look at people's thinking and say, how do you get there in that? How do you get from there to that? I still love to read true crime books because of that. Because people would do things that I just could not imagine in my wildest dreams doing, or my most horrible nightmares. And when you start looking at it and say, what's somebody's justification for having done that? That's kind of BS. I mean, I've seen that among friends and family, people who do things that you're just scratching your head and puzzling over. Even something as simple as cutting all your hair off. I understood later, but not right now. Amanda, I think that's the truth. I think that's the reality of it, because in all the time I've known her, she has always claimed to be about the money. Well, she's always mentioned the money. When she was on Pathos one day on the back channel, she was bragging about how much money she made one month, and we were all kind of laughing behind her back because we all knew what the reality was, what the click ratio was, what the average dollar amount everybody on Pathos was making. It wasn't even close to what she was saying. And I know she didn't have the same deal. I know she had not, and she had joined Pathos after BN Media bought it, and none of us were making near what we had once made there. So she was trying to say she was making all this money. And I was like, I don't think so. I don't think it's possible, unless you're Mark Driscoll or Bristol Palin, the 2 most popular writers on Pathos. And maybe, but not in our division. That was just not happening. So there's that. She said that all the time. The first month she was on YouTube, she told me she made $10,000. I don't see how that's possible either, that first month. Now she's gained new subscribers every day, every 10, I don't know. It's been suggested she buys subscribers. I don't know for a fact that's true, but it's one of the things that many people have suggested. I don't know. It's an allegation. I'd say it's possible. I did have to laugh recently because PJ admitted to having bought subscribers. Buying subscribers usually doesn't work out very well for you if you're on YouTube. I don't care how much money you got. The only thing, usually all it does is it just confuses the hell out of everybody, and it confuses the algorithm. And if they catch you at it, they will punish you, is my understanding. Bristol Palin, yes, Small Town Jewel. Bristol Palin was brought on to Pathos to write for Pathos for a while. And it was, when they brought her on, there were some people in my division were very angry, but not so much as when they brought on Mark Driscoll from after he was disgraced and thrown out of Mars Hill, and after he pretty much drove the Mars Hill bus right off the cliff. They brought him on at Pathos and said, we're going to forgive him. He's on his forgiveness tour, blah, blah, blah. Oh, hell no, 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 no. Yes, the one whose mom ran for office and lives in Alaska, Small Town Jewel, her. Here's where it got comical. She was on Pathos lecturing people about Christianity and having her Christian faith and all that, which is all well and good. But where Bristol went with it was she had been running around giving abstinence-only education and speaking at all these schools to these high school girls and boys about abstinence, how abstinence was God's plan, blah, 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 blah. This is after she had her illegitimate child. And then she turned around and got pregnant a second time out of wedlock. A second time. And then she posted on Pathos, there were all a bunch of judgmental bees that were looking after what she was saying. Well, you know, if you're running, or if you have one illegitimate baby, and then you baby out of wedlock, and then you run around and preach about abstinence and how it wrecked your life, how having a baby as a teen was not a good thing, and then you get pregnant again and you're not married. I would say that's the definition of a hypocrite. No, it's kind of shocking. As Mom Angela was very shocking. I was pretty annoyed when that happened. Oh, very much. I believe Kay Joy is jealous of Jeffree Star and Shane and Tati. She wants to be balling like them. Sad, sad, in my opinion. Amanda, you are exactly right. And I think that's where the problem comes in for her. If she can't accept her own little, here's the thing. If she had stuck to her original content, which was living a life without the benefit of religion, or raising a child that has special needs, she could have done a lot of good and made a lot of money. But instead, she chose to say, how many hits can I get by writing shocking things and later saying shocking things and inventing crap about the Duggars? Now, when she started doing Duggars, I was like not liking it because, you know, I was writing about Quiverful, and the Duggars are pretty much the royal family of Quiverful. I mean, for a long time. So she was veering into my lane and many other people's lanes. Nikki Queen Barbie herself. You know, Jeffree Star. Yeah, you know, I hope Jeffree Star does hear a podcast. I don't doubt he will. I'm sure that if somebody said anything about him, that they'll tell him. That's one thing you can count on. And I'm pretty sure Jeffree Star knows who Todd Chrisley is. It's not a matter of him not knowing who it is. So there's that. I don't know what's going to happen this whole thing. It's just a mess. And you know, one thing that's been nice the last 48 hours not been online much. You don't have to listen to this garbage. You don't have to listen to this garbage. You don't have to get up and say, oh, yeah, she's at her crap again. Am I going to get another email demanding that I hand over conversations with Martians? You know, I've been through this once with a stalker that was trying to claim things that I was talking about that had nothing to do with them or about them, and demanded I take a lot of stuff down. And I finally had to say, you know, none of that is about this person. So I don't know why they're claiming this stuff is about that person. The quietness is heavenly, Brittany. You know, I have this next week, I'm actually have enough bandwidth tonight. And last time I was there, I had no bandwidth. So I wasn't able to publish anything. So the quietness has been good. It's been good. I also heard a child has issues because she was drinking the first few trimesters of pregnancy. I don't know if that's true, but the person I heard it from went to school for early childhood. Could be. I don't know. I've heard that too. I don't know how true that is, though. Hope you rest well. Enjoy your time. Don't worry about us. Yeah, I did buy a lot of yarn today. I already made a yarn haul, and I hate to say it, I bought Red Heart because I have to make a Afghan for the living room, and it's better be out of the sternest acrylic that I can buy because my cats and everything aren't real gentle to that. We're a full house here. My eldest daughter and her daughter are here. They ran away from Hurricane Ida. They're moving up here now. They're selling everything in Louisiana and coming back up. They come up with their 5 cats. So it's my eldest daughter, her 20-year-old daughter, their 5 cats, my 30-year-old daughter, her dog. Normally her fiance, but he's not here. He's off getting some kind of training and schooling. My son and my husband and I. So we're quite the Brady Bunch here in this household right now. We're kind of all squashed together. So, Mandy, that would be interesting to talk about too. I've heard so many things, and I've had people contact me that swear they knew her in real life or went to school with her. Oh, yeah, I think we should too, Amanda. I'm probably doing a daily countdown on that because I think that is going to be So interesting when we get to the lawsuit part. Hey, Noelle, I think she's probably going to try to settle with everybody and try to force everybody into an NDA. I don't doubt that I'm getting ready to get an NDA offer myself at some point. Um, yeah, I don't know where this is going to go. I hope to God it doesn't go as crazy as I think it's going to go. But we all saw she acted during the whole Tati thing. We all saw that she said that she was going to reach a settlement with Steve. I don't think that's possible. And said the same thing about Todd Chrisley. So I think, if I recall right, I don't think there's any settlement possible with this thing. It's kind of like the story, the little kid story of the boy who cried wolf. I think she's cried wolf one time too many, and they're going to go ahead and just go after her. Which, while I'd like to see her stop her destructive behavior, I don't want to see her living in a cardboard box on the street. And I'm afraid that's how this is all going to end up. And I take no joy in that. I do take joy in the fact that she'll have to recant stuff and maybe pay. And she has made so much noise about her business insurance, which doesn't pay for defamation lawsuits. Business insurance doesn't work like that. And if you get the kind of insurance you need on your house to cover that, it's quite expensive. I did check into it at one time. Yeah, she is. The way she's acting with the medication, I think is irresponsible. The things she said. And the threats of suicide are coming. You're right. You're right. Oh, you got your kitty? Hey, little kitty. My daughter and her kitty. Well, I better go. As you can see, everybody is opening the door here over and over again. We're quite the jolly crew here. I got to take my drugs and take a bath. Thank you, Jesus. There's a bathtub here. And I don't have a bathtub in Costa Rica. I have beautiful showers. No bathtub. You hear my husband screaming at the TV because we got football on. Thursday, is it Thursday? Are we in Thursday? Thursday type football. She does. And I don't know if she'll get that. I don't know if she'll get that. I hope that without a crystal ball, we'll get mental health. And if she has addiction issues, I hope she gets treatment. I mean, it never hurts. I was talking to my daughter earlier. I said, it never hurts to go into therapy. It never hurts. We were talking about in relationship to men. Women in our family have a history of picking really shitty guys. And I got to tell you, the best thing I ever did was going to therapy after a engagement I had fell apart because I realized that guy was an asshole. Because I started wanting to know, why was I choosing all these guys who were jerks? And so I had to take a look at that. And it's when you start having all these problems, like she's having, like some of us have had in the past, you have to stop and look at what is the common denominator. Is it me? If it's you, then guess what? Therapy, therapy, therapy. There's no harm in admitting that and going to get therapy. It's the only thing that's kept me sane all these years. So, yeah. So I hope if they need help, I hope they get it. But I don't think they will. It takes some maturity to admit you need help. And it just takes some time. So I don't know. Maybe this will be her reckoning. They'll force her to admit she has problems. That was one of the things that I didn't like about the fact that Tati settled her lawsuit with her. It just made her feel like she was bulletproof. Thank you, everybody. Yeah, we're going to be having a crazy time, I'm afraid. Hold on. It's going to be a bumpy ride with this whole thing. And I'll be back. I may be back later in the week when I have more to say, but no, I just wanted to talk about that. I almost went on as soon as I heard about the Todd Chrisley thing, but I said, no, I'm packing my bags. And we had it wasn't the trip here. It was just the last couple hours before the trip went haywire. A bank card that didn't work, just crazy things because the chip fell off and stupid stuff happened that made the trip. It's like my husband took $200 out of the bank. We went and looked at our online checking and said he took $300. Stupid stuff. Stupid stuff. So that's what we're going to do. Okay. So I'll see you guys later. I love you guys so much. Having a good time here. I got a ton of yarn, even if it's red hard to make a afghan out of. And I'll talk to you later.